So coming to Seattle as an out-of-state student, I didn't really have any connections up here. I didn't really know anyone who was going to the school with me, and I didn't really have a community to be a part of. And so I realized that I needed to search for a church. I started looking for churches in the U District area, but ended up just sort of flipping between a few of them and never really connecting very well. And so towards the end of November, I ended up being a little discouraged, having not found a place to be a part of. But through that, God had a plan. He put someone from the Indonesia Small Church into my life and invited me to come to this place. And having that community over the last year has been one of the greatest blessings I've had.
Obviously, coronavirus has been a very difficult time for everybody, and I've seen God work in a number of ways, including first at our church with the new building and seeing all these different people come together. I think we all know that the church is not just a building, but that it's made up of people. And so, being involved in small church ministry, one of the things that I've been really encouraged by is by how much God is still working through small church ministry, even when we can't be in the same place and we can't do things the way that we're used to doing them. But I think having these relationships, having that foundation has been really, really beneficial for a lot of us. And I've seen so many people grow through their friendships and their relationships with God, I think, which is the most important thing.
God has been working in my life throughout the pandemic, I feel. The pandemic has been tough. Quarantining is frustrating sometimes. But me and my family were visiting online church every week for Sunday service. And we are also participating in small church. I'm participating in the youth small church every Saturday night. And just having the company of friends at church through Zoom or Google Meet is just really good and supportive.
Hey，弟兄姊妹好，我係世浩。我曾經做過6年嘅自由傳道，我亦都好榮幸能夠嚟到 CBC 華浸裏邊去到一同參與侍奉。可能好多人都知道我有好多小朋友，而其中有3個係喺我嚟咗華浸之後出世。因為我覺得我能夠揾到一個好屬靈、好安穩嘅地方，俾我繼續去到生活。面對疫情嘅轉變，可能我哋會進入一個新嘅常態當中。呢啲轉變可能會影響我哋嘅生活。但係我哋一同去到走上縱使我哋可能會面對好多嘅困難。最近飲福團契同埋嘉恩小組裏邊我哋都相繼開始咗我哋 Zoom 嘅聚會，而當中佢哋嘅年紀有啲甚至超過65歲，甚至70歲以上。佢哋都樂意去到接受呢啲嘅轉變。喺一同去走天路嘅時候，我哋好需要彼此扶持。我願意走上，我希望你陪我一齊走上，一同接受呢個挑戰。
I moved to Seattle in 2018 and wanted to find a church community, so I came to CBC. And earlier this year, I got engaged to my now husband, Un. We were really looking forward to having a 2020 wedding, and this was pre-COVID. And once the coronavirus situation began, we realized that the wedding might not be what we had expected or what we weren't really sure how we could plan for it. But having the CBC community, we were able to go through those steps, and starting with Pastor Mike and Sarah walking us through premarital counseling, that was very important for us. Another component to this was having the wedding itself, and we were able to organize our wedding here at CBC at the end of October in our newly renovated sanctuary. My small church helped organize and decorate and bring everything together. And not only that, not only the logistics they helped with, they were really there to support me through that time and be there to pray with me and celebrate with me the experience of getting married and reaching that accomplishment in our lives. And so I'm so thankful to everyone who has made this year so awesome, despite the difficulties that we have been experiencing. So I'm so grateful for God's presence at CBC and in my life, and appreciative of the community around us.
I was humbled when I was asked to become a trustee to carry out the renovation plans for this church, to shape our facilities for our mission. But it was frustrating when the coronavirus hit, because we lost our contractors and we stopped all our work parties because they were considered risky non-essential. But eventually God provided the perfect people for this job. As God and I spent time walking and talking in the sanctuary, He shared with me through His Word what His planning was, what His timing was, what His provision was. He shared with me how all my life experiences were there meant for His purpose, shaped for His good. The years of manual labor, lifting tens of thousands of pounds every night, working the humbling job of cleaning toilets, working long hours at a profession that God provided for. He used all of it for His glory for me to work on this renovation job. So when God calls you to go, tell Him, "Here I am, send me." He's going to work miracles in your life.